Hello, my name is Juan Felix Rodriguez. I'm professor from the University of Brasilia in Brazil. I want to talk to you about centrifuge modeling of the behavior of a tunnel in subsoil subjected to pore water pressure drawdown. This project was done with the collaboration of Professor Bernardo Caicedo from the University of Los Andes in Bogota, Colombia, and it's part of the PhD project of our student Raimundo Francisco Perez León. Regional subsidies induced by pore water pressure drawdown affect the long-term behavior of foundation and underground structures. This phenomenon occurs in cities, in big cities such as Bangkok, Tokyo, Jakarta, Singapore, Bogota, and Mexico City. Some numerical modeling done by Rodriguez Rebolledo et al. Shows that total stress is changed around the tunnel lining during the pore water pressure drawdown. We can see here that vertical total stress development in point A increased during pore water pressure drawdown. And we can see in point B that the total horizontal stress decreases during pore pressure drawdown. This phenomenon is critical for the structural behavior of the liners. To prevent bending failure of the structure in Mexico City, two liners are considered. One, a precast concrete segmental liner, as shown here in the photograph, and another as a cast-in-place concrete liner. These are the concrete casting machine. In this condition, the cost of the project it's bigger than another projects in another conditions. In this investigation, the long-term behavior of the tunnel lining in soft clay subjected to pore pressure drawdown is evaluated through physical modeling in a geotechnical centrifuge. The geotechnical centrifuge we use is located in the University of Los Andes in Bogota, Colombia, and it's part of the experimental group of Professor Bernardo Caicedo. The centrifuge is a beam centrifuge with a turning radius of about 1.9 meters, with a maximum gravitation field of 200 Gs and a maximum model weight of 400 kilograms. Here you can see the centrifuge at acceleration of 5 Gs. And here you can see at 80 Gs of acceleration. Those 80 Gs was the acceleration we used for this modeling. This is the concept of the model. This is the prototype. We consider typical soil conditions of Mexico City and Bogota. We consider a subsoil of approximately 37 meters thick, and in the bottom we put the tunnel over a hard layer, critical conditions. And the objective of the modeling was to simulate the total pore pressure dissipation due to pore pressure drawdown. The tunnel was considered a concrete tunnel with an outside diameter of 6 meters and 40 centimeters in thick. The model was this. It was approximately 60 to 60 centimeters. We substitute part of the subsoil with a set of layer to accelerate the consolidation of the soil. The tunnel was simulated with an aluminum tube with an outside diameter of 7.5 centimeters and 5 millimeters in thick. This is the box of the model that was developed at the University of Los Andes. The subsoil was considered a mixture of kaolin with a diatomaceous soil from Bogota. The proportion was 50% kaolin, 50% diatomaceous soil mixture, The classification of this soil, it's a high plasticity clay or silt because it's very near to the line A. And why we consider this proportion of kaolin with diatomaceous soil? Because with this combination, with this mixture, we can better simulate the properties of the subsoil. We can see here that the density of the soil decreases, that the void ratio of the soil increases, and this is one of the better advantages of this soil, that the CV value increases a lot. This allowed to do the experiment in a lower period of time. That we are going to demonstrate this at the end of this presentation. This is the soil instrumentation. We put some pore pressure transducer along the depth of the model, and we also use some LVDT transducer to measure the settlement during the pore pressure drawdown. These are the instrumentation around the tunnel. We put around the perimeter 8 pore pressure cells. We put 5 pore water pressure transducer and also 8 strain gauges along the perimeter. Here you can see the final view of the instrumentation of the tube of the tunnel before we place in the model box. This is the model setup. First, we place the first layer, that it's a sand drain with some hoses. The hoses helps also to accelerate the consolidation in the model during the experiment. This is the tunnel installation and the instrumentation. Then we put the soil mixture, and then we consolidate the soil mixture up to 200 kilopascals. Here is the soil mixture after consolidation. And at the end, we put the sand layer. This is the model in the machine. Here you can see we have 2 tanks. We have this horizontal tank and this vertical tank. The horizontal tank is a collected tank. This tank allows to simulate the pore water pressure drawdown, and this vertical tank allows to maintain the hydraulic condition of the hydrostatic condition at the first phase of the experiment. These are the stages of the experiment. Here we have the initial phase of the experiment. We increase the acceleration of the centrifuge in these stages to allow the calibration of the instrumentation. Then we have the first stage at the acceleration of ATGs to obtain the initial pore pressure and the effective stresses, and the second stage where the pore water pressure drawdown was done. These are the results from the pressure transducer, pore pressure transducer. We can see here that that was possible to simulate the hydrostatic condition, and these are the pore water pressure drawdown condition for different times. Also, you can see that was possible to simulate 6 years of consolidation in only 8 hours. This was possible because of this mixture of kaolin and diatomaceous soil we have considered. This is the subsidence measured in the LVDT transducer. We can see that it was possible to simulate a regional subsidence of about 70 centimeters in a time of 4 years. This is a velocity of 17.5 centimeters per year, very similar to measures done in Mexico City of the regional subsidence. These are the pressure cells. This is the pressure cells around the tunnel, the total stresses increments, and we can see that the major increments we measure was in the top of the tunnel and the minors in the laterals. This confirms the results obtained in the numerical model. Thank you very much for your attention.